Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In last class we were discussing about the kinematics portion. In that equation of motions we discussed, right? S is equal to ut plus half at square, v equals u plus at, and v square minus u square equals 2as. In that we discussed about the different positions, how these three equations of motion, how we can represent. That is v equals u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square minus u square equals 2as. So if we are throwing an object in the upward direction, it will be throwing an object in the upward direction. Okay, if we are throwing the object in the upward direction, it will be having an initial velocity won't be equal to 0. Initial velocity will be there, but the final velocity will become equal to 0. Acceleration will be equal to minus g at that time. Okay, in the downward motion, instead of that, if an object is throwing downwards, this and all, when it is throwing, when we are throwing the object in the downward direction, initial velocity will be there, final velocity will be 0, acceleration will be equal to plus g. Instead of that, if we are dropping some object downwards, then initial velocity will be equal to 0, final velocity will be existing, acceleration will be equal to g. Okay, these things you should keep in mind when you are doing such kind of problems. Right, first question. A ball is thrown vertically upwards from the top of a tower 40 meter high with a velocity 10 meter per second. Find the time when it strikes the ground. Take g as 10 meter per second square. So on the top of a tower which is having a height of 40 meter. So this is a tower which is having height 40 meter. From there we are throwing an object upward with a velocity 10 meter per second. So initial velocity, we need to find out the time when it strikes the ground. Okay, so the total time required to move the object from in this and coming back. So from O to A and A to B we need to find out time required. So first we can find out the time which is required to move from O to A. O to A, initial velocity is 10 meter per second, final velocity is equal to 0, acceleration is equal to this minus g. Therefore we can find it, v is equal to u plus at. Therefore t is 0 equals 10 minus 10t. Therefore t equals 1 second. Here we got. Right, then from when it is coming from here to here, we can find out how much distance it would have traveled by from O to A. While moving from O to A, it would have displaced v square minus u square equals 2as. In that 10 square minus 10 square equals 2 into minus 10 into s. Therefore we will be getting it as s is equal to 5 meter. So this 5 meter it has traveled. So the rest of from A to B, the distance will be 40 plus 5. So distance will be equal to 45 meter. What will be the time required? Initial velocity is equal to 0. Therefore s is equal to ut plus half at square. That formula we can substitute. Half at square, in that 45 equals initial velocity is equal to 0, half into g is positive t square. Right? Therefore 90 equals 10t square, t equals 3 we will get. So here t equals 1 and here t equals 3. So together it will be 4 seconds. So here it is a very long process to find out the, first we are finding out the upward distance and upward time, and then we are finding out the downward time, then we are adding. So it is a long process. Instead of that, we can consider this O as the origin, position of origin. So when we are considering, it is moving with an initial velocity u in the upward direction. Okay, so here we are considering initial velocity u equals minus 10 meter per second. It's upward direction, I am taking it as plus 10 meter per second. Acceleration is g. right? And what is the distance of the object from here? See, distance, it is downward, right? So here we will consider S is equal to minus 40 meter. Okay, from here downward direction, this much of distance it is traveling. So minus 40 meter. So acceleration, it is acting against gravity. So it is minus 10. So this is the easy method to find out the answer in one step. Okay, so we know that S is equal to ut plus half at square. In that we can directly substitute S as minus 40 and 10 t we don't know, minus half into 10 t square. So here minus 40 equals 10t minus 5t square. Therefore 5t square minus 10t, or I can take this as this to that side. So minus 40, along with that I am adding minus 10t plus 5t square equals 0. 5, yes, 8 minus 2t plus t square equals 0. So here we will get it as minus t minus 4 into t plus 2. That will be equal to, so here we will be here minus 40, right? So that minus 40 should exist like that, minus. So here we can write it as t square minus 2t minus 8 equals 0. Therefore t minus 4 into t plus 2, that is equal to 0. Here we will get it as t is equal to 4 seconds. Other one as t equals minus 2. That is not possible. Therefore t equals 4 seconds. This is how we will be finding out the answer in a one step. Instead of going for all these steps, you can use this method for your entrance examination. Means we should save time also, right? So now I wrote all the steps and was doing in such a manner. Instead of that, when you are doing, you can directly go for this S is equal to minus 40, initial velocity and acceleration you can consider. Clear? So next question is, a ball is thrown upwards from the ground with an initial speed of u. The ball is at a height 80 meter at 2 times the time interval being 6 seconds. Find u. Take g as 10 meter per second. So we should find out, a ball is thrown upwards from a ground with an initial speed of u. So initial velocity is given as u. The ball is at a height of 80 meter at 2 times the time interval being 6 seconds. In an interval of time of 6 seconds, it is reaching to a height of 80 meters. Take g equals 10 meter per second. So here the ball is throwing upward with an initial velocity u it is given. The height it is reaching is, so the ball is throwing up with a velocity of u and it is reaching to a height of 80 meter. We need to find out u if the time interval between these two timings is what is that, 6 seconds. Time interval is given as 6 seconds. How can we find out? S is equal to 80, upward direction 80 meter, initial velocity u, and delta t is equal to 6 seconds and acceleration equals minus g. So S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to ut minus 5 half into 10 minus half t square. Okay, therefore we can write 5t square minus ut plus at equals 0. T is equal to minus b plus or minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Therefore the time intervals we will be getting it as u plus root of u square minus 1600 divided by 10, and t2 I'll get it as u minus root of u square minus 1600 divided by 10. This difference in time will be equal to 6. Therefore root of u square minus 1600 minus root of minus, it will become plus root of u square minus 1600 divided by 10 equals 6. Okay, u by 10 will get cancelled. So we will be getting it as 2 root of u square minus 1600 divided by 10. That is equal to 6. Here 3. Here we will u square minus 1600 equals 3900. Therefore u square equals 2500. You will be getting it as plus or minus 50 meter per second. Okay, here we can ignore the minus 15. So the answer will be plus 50 meter per second. It is throwing upwards with the velocity. So it is plus 50 meter per second. So clear how we are doing this? So next we are going to study about the difference between this distance and displacement when we are considering an object which is moving in the upward direction and downward direction, whether distance and displacement will be equal or not. See, if U and A are parallel to each other, both are moving in the same direction. If both are in the same direction, then distance will be equal to displacement. That means there we can use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. But initially the object is moving in the upward direction, and then object is moving in the upward direction, acceleration is acting at the downward direction. So in those cases we can't consider distance is equal to displacement. That is, distance won't be equal to displacement. In those cases what we will be how can we find out the acceleration? That means velocity and acceleration are in the same direction, and velocity is opposite to the direction of acceleration. Means when I am throwing an object upward direction, see what will happen if an object, when I am throwing upwards, it will be moving. It is moving with the velocity. Throwing means it has some initial velocity, and final velocity will become equal to 0. Therefore, what will be the time required for that? V is equal to u plus at. Therefore, 0 equals u minus gt. Therefore, t will be equal to u by g. Initial velocity divided by g will be the time required. Then after this will be equal to, so the distance covered at this point will be equal to displacement. Right? Now next we are considering it is moving downward direction. When it is moving downward direction, again we can find out the distance covered or time required we need to find out. So instead of going in such a way, distance and displacement in which and all positions it will be, or which and all context it will be equal. Okay, when see the total time required is less than or equal to t0. Okay, that is the time required at the position. See, first we are considering to reach the point at a particular point, reach the maximum height. To reach the when I am throwing an object in the upward direction, it is reaching the position at 5 seconds. Okay, at the max when it becomes 0 velocity, it is reaching to the top maximum height at in time interval 5 seconds. So this is the maximum time it is reaching. So if they are telling us to find out the distance at 3 seconds. Distance at 3 seconds will be, we can use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square, because the given time is less than the time which is required when velocity is equal to 0. Okay, so instead of that, if they are telling you to find out the displacement or distance covered when it is at 7 seconds. If it is at 7 seconds means after going to the maximum height, it start coming down. Right? So the distance covered won't be equal to displacement at that time. So maximum the time required is 5 seconds, and they are telling you to find out a time that's distance covered shorter than the maximum time. Then you can use that S is equal to ut plus half at square only. If they are telling you to find out this distance which is greater than that one, what we will be doing? Okay, so the object is reaching to the maximum height in u by g. right? And what will be the distance covered at that time? So the object is covering, if it is at 7 seconds, so 5 seconds it is reaching to the maximum point, and then 2 more seconds it is traveled, right? So when it is coming to the maximum height, how much distance it would have covered? V square minus u square equals 2as. That formula I can use. So final velocity is equal to 0 minus u square equals minus 2gs. Therefore I am getting s as u square by 2g. This will be the distance covered to the maximum height. Then next we need to find out from this position 2 more seconds it is covering, right? So what will be the time required? So next we need to find out, this is t0. This 5 seconds I am considering it as t0 and 7 seconds I am considering it as t. So I need to find out the time for t0 minus t. Okay, what will be the t0, what is the distance covered during the time interval t0 minus t? So s is equal to d2. I am considering this distance. Again, the 2 seconds it is traveled, right, till 7 seconds. So that d2 distance, how I will be finding out? S is equal to ut. Initial velocity is 0, half into acceleration into what is the time required over there? T minus t0. Okay, so the whole square. This will be the distance covered. So in such cases, we can find out the total distance covered as equal to u square by 2g plus half into g into t minus t0, the whole square. Here in these cases, you should understand what is t and what is t0. Okay, t0 is the time required to reach the maximum height. Minus t0, see this t is the time they are telling you to find out. Okay, so when you are getting a question, you should know whether it is at the maximum height or after the maximum height or before the maximum height. Before the maximum height means you can directly apply the formula s is equal to ut plus half at square. You will get the final answer. Okay, or you can directly apply this formula alone. U square, what is that? Time interval will be equal to u by g. That is, s is equal, distance will be equal to displacement if we are considering a time which is less than the maximum time required over there. Okay, and if we are if they are telling you to find out the distance covered after the maximum height, that's after the time interval which is reaching the maximum height, then you can use this formula u square by 2g plus half g into t minus t0, the whole square. So we will do one numerical relating to that, then it will be more clear to you. The particle is projected vertically upwards with velocity 40 meter per second. So it is projecting upwards with a velocity 40 meter per second. Find the displacement and distance travelled by the particle in A equals 2 seconds, B equals 4 seconds and C it is 6 seconds. This is what we need to find out. So in 2 seconds, u equals 40 meter. It is throwing upwards with a particular velocity of 40 meter per second. V equals u plus at. Using that formula, V is 0. Therefore, 0 equals 40 minus 10 into t. So t required us 4 seconds. We got it over here. So we already know. So otherwise, I told you another formula. U is equal to t equals u by a. That formula you can directly substitute to t equals u by a. The same formula only. So you will be getting it as u by a. You will get it as 4 seconds. So this 2 seconds is less than the 4 second, which is maximum, it requires 4 seconds to reach the maximum height. Here they are telling you to find out the distance covered in 2 seconds. So here distance and displacement will be equal. Therefore, you can use the formula S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay. Therefore, 40 into t plus half into 10 into minus 10 into t square. Therefore, you will get the answer like 40 minus 20, that is 60 meter. But when it is coming to 4 seconds, it is reaching to the maximum height. Same way you can apply the formula and find out the distance covered. But for 6 seconds, which formula you should consider? After reaching the maximum point, it is traveling to a distance of 2 meters. 2 more seconds it is traveling extra, right? So how we can find out? Using this formula. Distance we can find it as distance d will be equal to, so instead of s we can write here d. D equals, this is to find out the distance covered, u square by 2g plus half into g into t minus t0 the whole square. Okay, for that what is u here? 40 square divided by 2 into 10 plus half into 10 into t minus t0 is 6 minus 4, that is 2 the whole square. So here we will get the answer as 40 square. So 40 square is 1600 divided by 20. So here you will get 80 plus 20. 80 plus 20, 100 meters. 100 meters is the distance covered. And if they are telling you to find out the displacement, what you should do? You can directly substitute the formula. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Initial velocity is given, final velocity is given. You can apply that. So 40 square, 40 into t is 6 plus half into minus 10 into t square, 6 square. So here 6 4s are 24, 240 minus, here it is 36 into 5, 240 minus 180. So 60 meters you will be getting. 60 meters will be the distance displacement, and to find out the distance you should use this formula. D equals u square by 2g plus half g into t minus t0 the whole square. So how to identify whether distance and displacement are same or not? First you need to find out using this u by a formula you can find out the time. If that time is, the given time is greater than the time required to reach the maximum height, to find the distance you can use the formula u square by 2g plus half g into t minus t0 the whole square. So these formulas and all you should be thorough. To getting thorough with the formula, what you should do? Should practice with the more number of numericals. Okay, more numericals in the same manner you can do it, and then these formulas will be thorough for you. Okay, clear dears? So in next class we will be doing some more numericals relating to this, and this also I have taken from the same DC Pandey sir's book only. So from DC Pandey's book only, all this is the reference for the level 1. Okay, here in this kinematics also level 1, level 2 assertion type questions, everything is given. So you can go through that. If you need more assistance, you can go for the original book only. And if you like the channel, children, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.